Hello everyone, my name is Vernon Gibson. I'm sitting with Brian Funk. How you doing, Brian?
Good to see you, sir.
Hey, tell everybody about your business.
So I'm a real estate settlement attorney up in Newark, Delaware, just up the road from here. And we do, you're buying a house or you're refinancing, that is something we can help you with.
Okay. How long have you been doing it?
Almost 20 years now.
Wow.
Yeah.
You don't even look like you're 20 years old. You're a young guy, man.
Yeah. Well, you'll carve me, that's good.
Right. Tell us some things about why you think it's important to have a real estate attorney.
Well, in Delaware, you have to when you're buying a house, or refinancing your first mortgage. We help you make sure that you get clean title, that you're not buying someone else's problems.
Right.
And we guide you along the way and help your realtor get you to the part where you get the keys.
Yeah. So you talked about clean title. So you're saying that someone could buy a house and their title not be clean?
Yeah, I mean, we go back about 100 years on, we would title search 60 to 100 years, depending when the neighborhood was built or, when the house was built originally, the land. Part of what we do is making sure you get what you think you're getting.
Right.
One of the hot issues right now is seller fraud.
Wow.
That's one of the most important things. And so with technology, we do the best we can to make sure that there's not somebody else out there that thinks they own your house.
Right.
And that's part of what title insurance protects you of.
Okay, so you just talked about title insurance. Can you dive into that a little bit? What is title insurance and why do I need title insurance?
Title insurance protects the buyer of the house from things that they didn't know about. Yeah. And so title insurance would cover you from like seller's mortgages, any fraud in the chain of title. It's rare to have a claim, but when it's there, it's always, you want to have it.
Right, yeah. So you talked about fraud. Is that like, what other fraud things have you seen that's been popping off, and what kind of safeguards do you have in place to stop that from happening?
We verify the ID. We can actually scan it to make sure the facial recognition is going on. Typically, the fraud we see is something where the seller isn't there in person, where they're want to sign remotely using their own notary, and so we have mechanisms in place to avoid that, like making them go see a notary that we work with. Okay. So they don't get to like have a fake notary stamp. Right. We can do ID verifition remotely. Notarize.com. There's online notarized servicing services that we trust. We know we're doing a good job of making sure that person is who they say they are. Right. Because we've seen a lot of it in the past year or two where you've got fake IDs, fake bank accounts on behalf of sellers. So it gets out there, but title insurance protects the buyers from all of it. So.
Yeah, I mean, that's a lot. So you think because everything is becoming so techy, the spammers and the scammers are being techy as well, and they're getting like things out here to try to scam people. So are you saying people can actually scam people out of their own properties?
That's always been around, but what we're seeing lately is, for the past decade, the big scam was wire fraud, where they would try to intercept money that buyers were sending to the closing agent, to the closing attorney, and they would try to reroute that. Everyone's got pretty good at like telling their people and warning them that this, make sure you verify these wires. And so with COVID, people got used to not coming to closing. And
it's true. That's true.
That's kind of where this has stepped into. And, Delaware being an attorney state, that was, seller impersonation fraud was extremely rare, if not even unheard of.
Wow.
We haven't seen one where they try to come to the office that I'm aware of, where you've got somebody purporting to be somebody else that's gone through. But it's the remote, signing people that, as a realtor, you always got to make sure you verify your person, make sure you at least do a Zoom meeting with them. Right. And verify you're talking to the right person.
Yeah, that's true. I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Who are you as a person? Like, Dad, what do you like to do for fun? Like, what do you like to do? Let's talk about Brian the person, outside of the suit.
Okay, all right. So first, I'm a dad. I love my daughter. I have one 9-year-old that is my whole world. And my wife Andrea, we love to spend time with her and go on vacations. Okay. Then I like to do running. I'm not fast at that. I like to finish the race.
What type of running?
Just distance. I'll start at Krabby Dick's on the canal and end up at Grain H2O.
Oh, wow. Okay.
My wife calls it destination running.
Okay.
And,
so you like to run like 5Ks, 10Ks, 15Ks?
Yeah. Yesterday I did one on a farm, which they should have advertised as military boot camp. Maybe she'll try out because of all these hills. Right. It was dead last. There's a video on Facebook somewhere floating around of me coming through. They stuck around with the finish line to mock me, but I'm just happy to finish it. Cool.
I mean, you're the running lawyer. I mean, my daughter actually has Brian Funk shirts that she still wears, like, because you got my daughter has all that stuff. She still wears your stuff to this day. You're the running lawyer.
It doesn't hurt at the end of these 5Ks. They also offer usually a free beer or two.
Oh yeah. So Brian's the running lawyer. He's the beer lawyer. So you got a 5K, a 10K. Brian to be there, and also if you want a beer, Brian to take a beer as well. So what do you like to do with the kids and stuff? Where y'all like to go?
So we like to my daughter is a big fan of Harry Potter.
Oh wow.
So, her favorite place is Universal Studios, where they've got the different parks.
Okay.
And we got married in Disney World, but then when we switched to Universal, that was
like a whoa.
Yeah, she likes Harry Potter.
Right. Yeah.
I like Universal. They stay over there and just walk to the park.
Yeah. How often you go to Orlando?
Like twice a year.
Oh really?
We also time it with the Disney World marathon weekend in January. So this will be like our 5th time going.
So you ran the Disney marathon?
Oh, I've not done the full marathon yet. This year I'm hoping to though.
Okay. So you're a 3.1 person right now?
Last year I did the 5K, the 10K, and the half.
Okay.
So the full marathon, like the Dopey Challenge, I'm signed up for this year, and providing the weather is not a thunderstorm, I will at least start the race. And if they want to kick me off, my enemy is the balloon ladies, which are what keeps the people that are old and overweight like myself. They can finish a race like that. I can always finish it. I can hobble across. Right. But they do have a time limit, and maybe if they're going to throw me off, I get on Everest first because they keep their rides open apparently on that one.
Okay, cool. Last question.
Sure.
How does someone get in contact with you for real estate services, other than, me referring somebody? How would they get in contact with you? And where's your office located?
So my office is up in Newark, Delaware, right off the corner of Polydrum and Hill Road and Kirkwood Highway. And just give our office a call, 302-368-6233. That's the best way of introducing yourself. With all the internet fraud out there, we want to at least talk to a live person first and say, hey, you're sending us the contract, we're working with you. Because in my experience, the fraudsters won't call.
Oh yeah, because they don't want the voice out there.
They love email and social media.
Yeah. So again, I've been working with Brian for quite some time. Everybody who knows me knows I'm an investor. He's great for investors. Most of my investor buddies use him just because they know, like he said, he's real good at making sure that stuff gets done correctly. Fraud. I had a deal myself that was going on where, I bought the house with Brian, and then on the back end, I bought the house with another attorney who didn't do what they supposed to, and they was closing with Brian, and then Brian was like, oh, nope, something's going on. So the other attorney messed up my purchase on the other end, and Brian fixed it. So this is why you gotta choose the right attorney, because it's not a one-size-fits-all thing. Like, certain attorneys know exactly what they're doing, and other attorneys, I ain't gonna mention no names, but other attorneys, they might not do the right thing. So make sure that you choose the right attorney. Now, Brian is sitting here because I know that Brian is one of the best attorneys in Delaware, period. That's what I think. And I know a lot of people that know Brian are going to say the same thing. So we appreciate you.
Always humble, man. I appreciate it.
Okay.
Thanks for that. We appreciate the work.
Well, we bring people here that we understand that are doing good work, and you do an excellent job every time that you step foot in the office, and we appreciate you.
My dad taught me you got to return the calls, you got to take responsibility, and we try to do that every time.
Yep.
Thanks.
Yep. All right, man.
Thanks for having me. Man.